Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the live series that I'm doing here. And the topic of today's is the part number 2, and we're going to talk about how to build unshakable inner core and inner authority. Plus, we're going to talk about triggers and intuition today. Before I begin, I want to tell you that there is a part 1 to this video where I explain what inner core is, why is it important to build that inner core, what does it mean to have unshakable inner core. Hello, everyone. By the way, tell me if you can hear me well. Send me thumb up um, so I can make sure I'm connected to the audio. And if you missed that part, please go back to my profile. It's on my profile and watch that. I think that was a brilliant video, and it will give you a lot of insights about the inner core. And I'm going to summarize it quickly in this video as well. But those who are watching it, they don't know me. My name is Juliet Dars. I'm a transformational coach, and I help people transform their lives and live the life of their dreams, of the life that they actually meant to live here. But for some reasons, a limiting belief, subconscious mind, social pressure, society again, parenting, cultural, whatever it is, they are stuck in a way where they feel they are meant for more, but they need some help in realization of what is it that more, and how to let go of things that preventing them from building that life for themselves. And I'm going to tell a little bit more about my method that I'm using, but I want to start with today's video. At first, I want to say that let's just recap my previous video. First of all, let's ask these questions or answer this question. Why is it important to build your inner core, right? What does it mean? I always bring that example as a foundation of the building. Imagine you are building a house and you have a foundation that you built on a very shaky ground, and the foundation is not strong. So whatever you're going to put on top of this foundation probably won't really be a good house and won't serve you for a long time. So that's the same thing is at our inner core. It's the core when no matter what happens, you are there for yourself, you're grounded, you're not reacting, you are self-aware, you're aware of your triggers, but you're also very confident in where you're going. You're confident in your boundaries. You know what's happening around you, and you create your reality, not vice versa, right? Because if you feel that people around you just doing this for you, that's the first indicator that the inner core is not really strong, and there are things that you can do in order for you to improve that part. So the inner core, and why is it important to have that inner core? Well, it, because it really is a foundation of your life. Without that inner core, there's probably most likely you won't feel authentic. You will feel that the life that you living right now is actually meant for you. Missed opportunities, bad circles, or maybe not good circles for you. Behavior like patterns that you're gonna repeat. You're gonna get to the same scenarios all the time, running in circles over and over and over again. Uh, Again, not really feeling that you fulfilled in your life. So that's all stands from not having a strong inner core. And in my previous video, I discuss components that inner core includes. And I'm looking into my notes right now, so that's why I'm looking down. The physical body, that's first thing that I think we need to, make sure we have that physical fitness and nutrition. We nourish our body, we respect our body, we have enough sleep, we have enough rest, and we have enough exercise for our body to be strong. The second one is obviously is the mental health, right? And with time evolving, and right now with so many things around us bombarding us from all over, everywhere, social media, friends, everything, we need to make sure our mental health is on point. The next one is obviously confidence, right? Not arrogance and not oblivion, but confidence. Are you confident in yourself? Mind, that's another thing, right? Brain and mind, by the way, two different things. Awareness, love is a foundation of that inner core. Do you feel like you are living your life with an open heart, with the love for others, for your life, for everything that surrounds you, or you feel like you need to fight for your life all the time? Like there is a never-ending battle that you like protecting yourself, defending yourself, and you fighting for your life all the time. Compassion, authenticity, discipline is a big part of having that inner core. Discipline is freedom. Next one is structure. Do you have structure in your life? Is that some sort of a ritual or routine that you following that help you to grow in your life, right? Or is it just chaotic? Or is just like, whoa, I don't know, whatever wind blows, I go there. This also the next component to it is the flow. Do you have a structure and do you have a flow? There are times in life where you need to actually lean more towards structure, and time in life when you need to actually open up your flow component. You have your shadow parts integrated. This is a big thing, and that's the whole another topic for discussion. And we're gonna not even touch on that, so I'm gonna leave it for the next video. And know thyself, right? That's the very big component of inner core. When I just started this work 9 years ago, I started as a fitness and nutritional coach. And wanted to help people, and then I shifted more towards cognitive behavioral therapy because I started working with a lot of overweight and obese people. And that's what was a lot about, not about diet per se, but more of a psychology part. That's where I fall in love with subconscious mind, nervous system, everything that we have in this universe that we call human being. And brain is absolutely fantastic. And the more I started studying and getting into certain spiritual practices and understanding even my own self, the more I understood I don't know anything about me. And when I meet people, when they say I know myself, I don't want to say that I doubt that, but I say that there is always room for more, right? So today we're gonna go into the beautiful topic, and I love that topic. And I divided this topic into two, which is going to be triggers and intuition. Why I decided to talk about it? Because we are taught to avoid triggers, right? Or at least this is how we feel. We feel that if something is triggering us, meaning that it makes us react in a specific way. And usually after that, we feel either guilty or we feel that we shouldn't have reacted this way. That's what triggers do, right? Because when you building, and I'm the kind of person, and I work with these people who want to grow in life. And if you want to grow in life and, you know, go to the next level, you have to understand your triggers, and you have to understand, and you have to know how to react or act out of that, right? And intuition, because intuition is such a big part of our lives. The time when you said, I knew I should have done that. That's your intuition, right? Couple, moments ago was telling you, don't do this, bad idea, red flag. No, don't go to this relationship. No, this guy is not for you. No, you should not do this. No, you should not make this decision. And yet you did that anyway. That's you not following what your intuition said. And why we are so disconnected from our intuition right now? Because again, social media, because we are bombarded from everywhere with different types of informations. One saying, do this is the best diet, this is the best exercise, this is the best routine. 5 a.m. clap. No, 4 a.m. clap. No, don't do this at all. Just follow the flow, and everything makes us feel disconnected from what we already have, that inner compass that always guiding you. From the scientific standpoint, you can say that is your brain just firing so fast, connecting your past experiences, connecting what you've learned. And that's why it's so so important. I'm going to state it one more time, to filter what you are listening, reading, people you're hanging out, because that's how your brain learning. Your brain has like unlimited amount of pathways that connect every experience together, right? And create the perspective of who you are and your world in general, right? So we get disconnected from this because the things that are going around us, whereas the inner compass that you always want, like, like you wonder, like, oh, I wish somebody could tell me. Well, this somebody is you, and it's already inside of you. You just need to learn or relearn or connect with that again in order for you to guide yourself. And that's all, everything are the foundations of that inner core. Your ecosystem is so essential. Had to learn that the hard way. Oh, we all are. I believe so. Although I guess when I started also um, reading a lot of books about, like how to change your reality, a lot of them they were saying you are the part of you, the people you are hanging out with, right? Your friends, and that's where it made me feel that really filtering through, who I want to hang out with, and your I believe there is some moral compass in you, so you probably won't be, or at least those people who follow me and in my circle won't be following, someone who, like, let's say, love drugs, for instance, right? Like, these are not my people. We are vibrating on different frequencies. It's going to be hard for us to connect at any point. But yes, it's absolutely true. And if you want to grow in life, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, and be curious and always ask questions, because we grow when we ask questions, correct questions. Like, yeah, let's say if we talk about business, usually they say, don't ask how, ask who, right? Who can help me solve this problem, right? And coaching in mentorship, in a way, is the same way. It's the who is helping you reflect back your truth, your mirroring back and challenging your own thoughts so you can expand yourself. All right. So by the way, if you want to ask any questions or comment, please do. I love to be two-way street. Let's go into the triggers, right? And see, I'm going to start with triggers, and then I'm going to talk about intuition and give you some things that you can use in your life right now in order for you to reconnect with this. Um, because, but why I wanted to start with triggers, for a long time, honestly, I'm going to tell you this, I was really pissed off at certain things that were triggering me, right? And I was trying to either, not pay attention to it or react. And they say, okay, that's fine. Like, we're all human beings, and kind of not even take responsibilities into, like, learning what is there, what is the root cause, and how not to behave the same way, right? Because obviously it throws you off balance. I feel that at least for me, that's how it was. And I wanted to, I don't want to say control my environment, but in a way, yes, I wanted to control what's going in and out in my world. So when I understood certain things and learned that triggers, as well as failures, as well as your mistakes, they are not something we should be ashamed of. They are the huge amount of data and information we can use in order for us to change. There are different types of triggers: surface level triggers and subconscious or deep triggers. So let's say certain surface level triggers would be something, um, you talking with someone and they interrupt you, and you, like, like, it's okay. So, like, I don't want to talk. Like, that's you got triggered, right? Instead of saying, "Hey, I would appreciate if you let me finish my sentence," right? Just easily, nicely, but most likely, most importantly, it should not have that, like, boiling anger or frustration inside, because that's already kind of too late. That's you already in motion to react, right? So working with your triggers and getting into the root cause of it, and giving your brain understanding of what should I do instead, right? So instead of feeling, that's a tip number one. Instead of feeling next time if you get triggered with like minor things, right? Instead of get frustrated and guilty and feeling like, ashamed of yourself, maybe, um, better just, have compassion. First of all, again, you are a human being and you are learning, and most likely it's just the repetitive cycle that you were in. And some people may trigger certain things, some people may trigger other things. That's how we actually heal. We heal when we are together. It would be probably not very interesting life if everything was just normal, stable, without, those kind of like waves, ups and downs, right? So next time when you have that trigger and you have that, feeling, or you wanted to react, when you're reflecting on it, reflection is the key, by the way. If you just forget and you wipe it under the rug, that's not going to work, and you're never going to get into the next level in your life and unlock the next door with your key. Instead of that, just try to reflect and ask yourself, okay, so I got triggered when somebody interrupted me, right? Why why did it happen? Well, I feel that I was kind of like disregarded, maybe devalued in that moment. Maybe I felt that this person didn't respect me at that time, and then that I don't like this, right? Because maybe your values are the opposite. So next time, not in the same when the fire is already there, but connect with this person if you're in the same circle, and ask politely, right? Like, hey, I would really appreciate if you next time let me finish my sentence. Um, I will, be very grateful for that. If not, then ask yourself, why are you hanging out with this person in general, right? So reflection and understanding that trigger is the data for you to use for your next step in life, right? And then there are deep triggers. They are rooted in maybe the past, limiting beliefs, negative beliefs. It could be genetics. Most likely, you had those while growing up. So those are more tricky ones because they have your subconscious mind, which is operating you 95% of the time, right? And like conscious mind is only like, 'cause if you had to really relearn everything all the time, your entire life would be chaos. So your subconscious mind already have, let's say, if this happens, like the algorithm, this happens, you do this, you feel this, and you say this, right? And again, those are more like emotionally deep traumas from maybe childhood, from your own experience. Maybe something happened, let's say a breakup, and your partner said terrible words about you. And now this person went and, dating another person right after you broke up. What happens is that, of course, you're gonna be like, okay, this you start comparing yourself to the new partner of your ex, right? And saying, all right, I'm not, worthy enough, what's wrong with me, what happened, like all of those things. We all have I had this at least twice in my life. So but what it's showing me, instead of like, going deep and spiraling into the thoughts and emotions and feeling depression and anxiousness, I ask myself, well, what why am I comparing myself to that person? What happened there? And that's where, just to say, I won't react to this, probably won't work, just because it's deeper. And because it's a deeper system, working on a surface level won't really help you, because for most likely your body already stored all waterfall of emotions and feelings, and it's going to trigger you, and it's going to trigger the same thought process. So I'd say hypnotherapy works, NLP, things like neurographics, where you creating something and disconnecting the association from that deep deep limiting belief, right? The deep trigger to something new. And you kind of like untangling those connections that your brain has around that topic. And boom, couple of sessions, you are okay. It doesn't bother you anymore. And most likely in the end, you will be like, wow, why? I don't even know why, why I did that. But that's the part of the inner core, and that's the part of growing and getting into the next level. Okay. If you have any questions about triggers right now, or maybe your own situations, please let me know while I'm going to be going back to the next point, and that's the intuition. It's not going to be a long session today, so I just want to kind of get this out there. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, no questions. So, um, intuition. Let's talk about that. Why? Why is it important? Because as I said in the beginning, intuition, it's like your inner compass. Is when you're lost, your intuition is really there. And most likely, if you're anything like me, I was always like my intuition was guiding me every step of my life. However, certain things were preventing me from following it. Let's say, Julia, don't go into the relationships with this guy. He's definitely deep wounded. He's definitely not healed and not ready for a relationship. So you're probably most likely going to be hurt. So Julia heard that, and I was like, well, but I gonna give him so much love and nurture. He that didn't need to heal anything. And yes, I am guilty of it. So that was intuition. Couple times. So lesson learned. And the next time, right? When this happened, when and there's gonna be tests because universe and God and whatever you believe in, they have to test you. Did you learn your lesson? Because if you want to get that life that you want, most likely it's something bigger, happier, more joyful, probably more money, but also more responsibilities, a different skill set. Like it's wider and more expanded you, right? So, in order for them to let you and unlock your next level, they have to test you. They have to know you really learned the lesson. And when this happened to me, again, retrospective and like deep reflection helps a lot. When this happened to me last time, I said, hey, you are an amazing person. I really appreciate you. But I feel that you are still figuring things out for yourself. And in this life, like right now where I am, um, I don't feel like we're going to be a good fit for each other, right? No hard feelings. We're all adults. Thank you so much. Amazing dates. However, I feel like we are on different levels right now. Done, right? Um, so that when I said this, I was so proud of myself. B, I felt a relief in my entire body. My shoulders dropped, and I felt I did the right thing. That's the intuition and lesson learned thing, right? So we are so much in our head right now. We are overthinking. We're bombarded with information, with choices, with so many different options. Just think about, let's go back to dating. Let me bring example the dating apps. It became a scrolling culture as well. Because what if I say yes and match with this person and then I scroll next and the next person will be better, right? And then the same happens in real life. You go on a date, you see this person, you're like, wow, it's amazing person. However, right there is, but what if the next one will be better? So now we get disconnected from any inner compass because our intuition really goes, well, if you know better, then I'm just not going to even say anything. So we get from the body, we get from that gut feeling, if you wish, to our heads and overthinking. And that doesn't really help the situation because now you only have one, like, kind of like cognitive ability to do this, and you disregard your entire big natural compass that you have, right? So I today actually I had a session and my client asked me, so how do you connect with your intuition, right? Because there's so many things that could have gotten in a different way, in a different direction, if only we listened to our intuition. So I wish I had an easy answer for you, and I wish it would be like, well, you just sit down, you meditate, and next tomorrow you already have your intuition back. It doesn't work like this. It does require time, it does require commitment, it does require for you to be disciplined in certain rituals. The first thing I would say is be um, quiet. I'll tell you what I do for maintaining and always bringing my intuition to the next level. I disconnect from any devices. I don't go, let's say I go for a walk in the morning with my dog. I don't take my phone with me. I don't listen to anything. I listen to the nature. I'll tell you this, and I just want you to also know this. When you do this, in the beginning, it feels, even though you're not listening to anything, it feels so loud. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of thoughts. I also have ADHD. So it I was feeling like I'm bombarded with my own thoughts, and it was very loud, and it was almost to the point of unbearable. But I realize that this is just the first try, right? It's almost like, go on a date and not have success in there and say, well, dating is not for me. It's only one date. So you have to consistently do this. So disconnecting from devices, disconnecting from scrolling, timing your time on social media. And I'm not being, like sarcastic right now, because I know everybody's saying about this, but it's true. If you constantly mindfulness is, and I do this sometimes. I love videos of puppies. So yeah, sometimes if I just want to like shut off this part, I go and I scroll and I see those cute videos of puppies. Good, good. But I'm doing it intentionally. I know what I'm doing, right? So time your time with social media. Number two is get back to your body. And what do I mean by this? I mean is that be aware of what your body is telling you. We sometimes, first of all, we get used to the way we're living, so we don't even recognize certain psychosomatic, in a way, what do you call it? Like impulses that our body send us, right? So, for instance, if you feel a pain in your shoulders or here, maybe this is a sign that you're holding a lot of things on your shoulders and it's time to just disconnect and relax and maybe go for the massage, right? So feeling your body, doing certain practices, yoga, I love it. I don't do yoga per se, but I do dancing, and dancing really brings me back to my body, to my senses, right? I do fitness, but I do fitness differently. If I go to the gym, I'm not just mindfully, waving those dumbbells or squats or whatever it is. I try to connect with a specific part of my body. I try to connect with my core. I try to feel each part that I'm using right now. That's how you get back to your body, right? Try to loosen up. I gotta tell you that I think that the best way for you to reconnect with your body is to go and experience dancing, whether it's somatic dancing, whether it's a flow dancing, whatever it is. Try that. I feel like music in combination with movements will definitely show you how stiff your body is and how you are not even in control. Like, when you want to do certain move and it comes out very, stiff and like frozen in a way. So once you start connecting with your body and your flexibility, you're gonna see, right? You're gonna see how everything else will open up in your life, and also how you're gonna get connected to yourself again. So that's number what is that for intuition? Number two. The third thing is, um what I would advise is really filter what you are listening to, reading to, and people you hanging out with. Because as I said already, you're gonna be a part of one part of the circle you are in, right? So whatever they have, the mindset, the vibration, the aura, name it as you wish, it you will absorb it. For example, today I had a session with my client, and she said that she, after being in relationship for so long with this person that they broke up with right now, she's like, I am changed. I've never had those thoughts. I've never had the view of the world as he did. And now I'm having exactly the same. Well, A, scientifically proven, B, spiritually proven that you're gonna inhale the mindset, the habits. Um, if you know this, sometimes you even inherit the tone or like the way you speak from that person, right? So really filter who you are hanging out with, your partners, like be mindful of what is getting inside of your world if you really want to reconnect with yourself, right? Limit again the social media and read books. Do something creative because when you are engaged in creativity, it could be anything. Again, drawing, dancing, it could be yoga. It's also, I feel like that's creative. Painting, right? There's so many classes right now where you can reconnect with that part that probably already forgotten and in the deep sleep mode because that part will be such an addition to your life that you would be like, wow, I don't know how I never, or like how lived without this part of my side anymore, right? So creativity, flow, that's what helps you reconnect with that intuition. And when you have that intuition, don't overthink. Usually, even from like scientific standpoint, I would say that usually the first thing that comes up is the thing that the intuition is telling you, but it's the thing that subconscious mind is also like telling you, like your higher self is directing you. Don't um overthink that much. Again, that's going to be a remark here. Depends on how deeply inside, like how deep you know yourself, how deep you have done the inner work. Okay. So, those two things that I wanted to discuss today. Awesome. We are in 30 minutes breakdown. I feel, if you have any questions, you can send it to me right now while I am going over my notes and see if I missed anything. Yes, I did. All right. So curiosity. Here we go. That's the big one. Wow. I wonder how did I miss that. Um, Curiosity is something that I know changed a lot for me in my life because before curiosity, I really had skepticism. This is not going to work. This is stupid. I have way better things to do right now than just sitting and meditating. I'm telling you the truth because I was observing my thoughts. um, this is not gonna work. Oh my gosh, those things are just awful. I'm not gonna even try this. Anywhere I go, mentorship, studying, I was very skeptical of things. Thus, what it did, it created block from the new information to enter me and to expand my world, expand my view of the world and understanding of myself and what I want in my life. So curiosity is something is really it's a skill in a way. Be curious about finding out what the blocks are right now in your life and what feels off really like it's something feels off, that feeling. Sometimes usually when people come for like the first session, I always ask what feels off right now, what feels misaligned, what feels where that you stuck, and they're like, yeah, this it's kind of like I don't know how to describe that, but like it feels like it's something, it should be something different, right? So that's exactly the off part. What feels off? And be curious about this. Oh wow, okay, far out. How can I explore this? You know, who I can ask for help or advice. Where can I find it? Be curious. And when you have that curiosity, I guarantee you're gonna get your answers right away, right? So always explore new things. Don't be so sure that the way you see your life, yourself, and others is the ultimate way. Because I'm going to tell you that it's not. We all agreed on certain things, seeing reality the way it is again. But what happened when you being curious and you learn something new and it's going to challenge the way you see your life, the way you live your life, And that's where the transformation begins, because now, oh, it's really not what I thought it is. So, wow, far out, something new is going to happen. I'm going to expand and evolve and grow, and new opportunities will be presented. I'm going to feel more joy, more happiness. I'm going to fire it up. I'm going to have my purpose in life. Wow. That's exactly how you grow. And that's exactly how your intuition and acknowledging your triggers really work. Um, your triggers also, by the way, that's also one thing, is something that you already have within. If somebody pisses you off, most likely that's already the feature you possess. And maybe you're not allowing yourself to actually explore this. But this goes into the shadow part, and we're going to talk about boundaries on our next live session, which is going to happen next Tuesday, exactly at the same time. So if you're curious about exploring yourself, and I want to say that, yes, I'm a transformational coach, but I want to say that I'm also, a researcher, because I love helping people research themselves and their life and connect the dots. And I do this in a system of D.R.E.A.M. It's called the D.R.E.A.M method that I created. D stands for discovery. We are looking and evaluating our entire life using Wheel of Wildlife, for example. We see where the blind spots are, because if we don't know what we have, what the resources we have, we don't know what the point A for us, how can we expect to actually change anything, right? Then after we discover the blocks that are, by the way, it's not everything you have to fix in the same time at the same exact moment. Because um, what if something that, yes, sometimes we have those limiting beliefs, but they're not really even interfering with us until the certain time. So when they do, you do that. I more of a like, let's do it right now. What's happening in your life at this stage right now, not in 5 years, not in general. You think that this is what you need to heal, right? Does this, it's now it is a never ending healing journey. But when are you going to live your life? If you just, what do you do is just healing, right? So we kind of need to merge those worlds together. So when we discover that, we go to the release phase, because in order for you to have the reality you already have, by the way, secret tip, you already have what you want. You just have blocks in front of you that are preventing you from actually having that reality, right? So in the release phase, we that's my favorite one, because I've studied subconscious and all the those things so deeply, because I wanted to fix certain things in my life as well. And I use neurographics, I use NLP, cognitive behavioral therapy. I have a coach, hypno coach, and nervous system coaches. That's where we go into the release phase, and we getting rid of those undated um, limiting beliefs and blocks that we have in our life. Then we go to the elevate state. What is elevate state? Well, now since you cleaned everything up, the soil, right? We need to nurture you. We need to make sure you understand your boundaries, you understand yourself, you love yourself, you have confidence in yourself, right? We need to build that up. You have intuition that will be guiding you, because without that, yes, you can pretend, but it's only going to get you to, certain point of your life, and you're going to throw back again, because you're going to get tested again. Then the next step is align. And I love this phase, because what I see, and again and again and again, is before, when people come to me in the program or mentorship or like one-on-one, I do the test with as well. So I'm gonna lead you on a secret. We do a little bit of the dream kind of session. Like, what do I want in life? Where do I see myself? Like, what would be great? And they have their dreams and wishes there. And once we go through that specific steps with the discovery, with the release, with the elevate, what I see next, because you need to have the vision for your life in order for you to build an action plan. What I see in that stage is that people, that it's not that they disregard completely what they wanted, but I see them more ambitious. I see the fire in their eyes. I see that now they have the energy to actually pursue those dreams, because they are way bigger than they were in the beginning. Why? Because everything was clogging you, and you were playing small. You were like, I'm okay with this. Like, it's okay. No, let's go big. You live one life. one life. Why do you need to settle for less? Why are you okay with like, I'm just gonna suffer, I'm just gonna settle, I'm just gonna sacrifice this if you can have it all? And I'm telling you, you can have this all. Again, going back to this beautiful and brilliant system that we call our brain, because if you have certain filter in your brain that's showing you the world the way it wants to show you, then unfortunately that's how you're going to live your life. And there are ways to change it, right? So align, you need to have a vision and have a roadmap and understand where you're going, because without that you will be surprised where you end when you end up in a destination you didn't want to go to, right? You're like, oh wow, okay, how did I end up here? I didn't want to come here. What's happening with my life? It's not exaggeration, because again, working with people, I sometimes get messages with absolutely the person who like my heart goes to them. I wish I could have just hugged them at that moment, but they like everything is just like falling apart. These people pushing me, these people like, and I don't know where to start. I don't even know how to do this. And this is real life for a lot of people where they just used to the way, and they, even though they feel there's more to them, they just, yeah, I'm just gonna do this because I don't have time, which is like we make times, right? Goals are like the destination on the GPS. Yes, I love it for sure. And before goals we have vision. It always starts with vision. We can call the vision cycle then the dream, right? Like it's almost, by the way, there is a thing where some people cannot have vision, like I see, let's say, my life, if I want to feel out where I want to go, I see the movie. I see almost like the slideshow, right? And I'm like, that feels very good. That's where I want to go. Some people can't do this, but this is the like it's a brain kind of like issues. However, most people have that ability to have the vision, but they don't have the vision because it's muted, because they are disconnected from the self. They're disconnected from their desires, and they believe that this is all for what they're gonna have, right? So the vision, then the goals. You form your goals. So goal is basically a dream that is put on your calendar with and divided by like action plans. So when you have that vision for yourself in the align section, then we go to the manifest section. And manifest, I just love this word, but it's what it is. It's basically identifying what are the action plan, right? Because I love to combine pretty much all beautiful work from all worlds, spiritual, energy, scientific, and physical. Actually, now let's open our calendar and see what we're doing. You know how many people get so amused when we do their time tracking, what they do in actual life, because they're like, I don't have time for this. I'm like, okay, let's go. Here's the simple exercise. Just mark what you do every hour. And it's like, I really hated this exercise when I was first doing this, but then I saw like how much time I'm wasting, and I'm not even aware of what I'm doing because it's a habit. Because my body just going through motions, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, it's 6 p.m. already. How time flies, like time flies. It's not really time. You can bend time, you can create time, but only you have to be aware of it. And then you need to put your action plan. I like to have plan A and a little bit of plan A plus, and then B and B plus, in order for kind of like, have that North Star. And you need to actually take some steps. You need to set your dream, your vision, goals in motions. Even if you don't know where, even if you don't know how, but you have to have that intention first and start creating your first steps. I'm really good at it. I'm helping people, and I'm very good at keeping them accountable, because I believe that, you know, um, feeling awe, a feeling insight is amazing. But the actual work comes from actually doing things, you know? And then you go into the stage of I'm just being, and everything just attracts to me. But the motion comes first, okay? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for comments. Thank you so much for being here. Well, wait, I need to do this. All right. Um Okay, set the intention for this is my oracle. Set the intention for yourself. What do you have? Any question, anything that you have going on. It could be a question, by the way. It could be just an intention. And I'm gonna pull the card. This is something that I love doing. I do this on my podcast, by the way. You can go and watch this. Every podcast I do this, and it's just crazy how accurate this thing is. All right, let's go. Ta-ta-ta. Ooh, 333. Support. Okay, let's go. Let's see. What does this mean? And think about your intention or your question, right? So express yourself, darling. I love it. This is a hug of encouragement and resounding yes from the universe to keep going, to live your life exactly as you want. Isn't it that's what we just discussed today? Mm? Trusting your intuition. Okay, that's it. I have chills right now in my body. Trusting your intuition, reconnecting with this, being your best, most confident self takes creativity and real, tangible effort. Crazy. If you were watching this from the beginning, when I upload the video, please give me your thoughts on that because it's literally what we were talking about whole 47 minutes. Good things, you are blessed with incredible reservoir of inner strengths. Opportunities are attracted to ingenuity and courage. Probably butchered that word. Self-expression and creative potential. Letting go of worry and anxiety. Grabbing opportunities with both hands. Peace and happiness ahead. I love it. Affirmation. Magic and miracles are coming my way. Wow. Crazy. This is, I love it. Isn't it cool? I hope what I just said really will help you right now for till the next week to find that inner core, inner strengths, and whatever you need. And I want to again reconfirm you have the support, you have everything, and you have mind support. If you are right now in that limbo state where you're like, I'm not sure where to go, what's happening, you either from like, experience a breakup or some sort of a real, like, life changing experience in your life, and you like don't know what to do. Um, please, uh, there is a link in my bio. Go there. It's a free. This is my way of giving back. So it's a free call where 30 minutes we're going to talk about your situation. I'm going to use numeric psychology. I'm going to use all other things to help you start moving to the direction you want. Very common question right now, what is my purpose? So if you want to reconnect with yourself, what we just said, with your intuition, with your body, and understand what should you do for that, book that discovery call. It's in my Instagram link in bio. It's free. So, otherwise, thank you so much. I see you next week, same time, 5 p.m. Central Time. If you have any questions, leave it under this video and I'm going to address them in the next live session. Thank you so much. Mwah. I love you and have a good day.